If your toddler had 3 meltdowns this week, try these 6 emergency fixes. I'm going to show you the exact techniques that stop 90% of tantrums in our house. And number 4 works even in public when everyone's staring. Last Tuesday, my 3-year-old had a complete meltdown in Target because I wouldn't buy the cereal with the cartoon character. Sound familiar? The screaming, the throwing, the judging looks from other parents. But here's what changed everything. I stopped trying to reason with her brain that literally cannot reason yet. These aren't parenting theories. These are emergency tantrum stoppers that work when your kid is already losing it. Save this video because you'll need it next week. Number 6 sounds crazy, but it's the fastest way to stop a tantrum without giving in. Tantrum stopper number 1. The whisper technique. When your toddler is screaming at maximum volume, your instinct is to get louder to compete. Wrong move. Here's what actually works, you whisper. Not talking normally, not speaking softly. You literally whisper so they have to stop screaming to hear you. Their brain can't process loud screaming and try to hear your whisper at the same time. Here's the exact script. I have something very important to whisper to you, but I can only tell you when you're quiet. Then you crouch down to their level and wait. Don't repeat it. Don't get louder. Just wait. Why this works? Toddler tantrums happen because their emotional brain takes over. The whisper creates curiosity, which activates their thinking brain. Curiosity is stronger than anger in a developing brain. I've used this technique in restaurants, grocery stores, even at my mother-in-law's house when my son was having a meltdown about wearing shoes. Works 8 times out of 10. But what if they're too far gone for whispering? That's where technique number 2 comes in. And it's the opposite of what every parenting book tells you. Tantrum stopper number 2. The mirror method. This one feels wrong, but it works. When your toddler is having a tantrum, you mirror their emotion but at 50% intensity. If they're crying, you make a sad face. If they're angry, you show frustrated energy. Here's the key. You're not mocking them. You're validating their big feelings by showing you understand how intense this is for them. The exact phrase. Wow, you are so upset right now. I can see you're really mad about this. Match their energy level but stay in control. Don't fake it. Actually connect with how frustrated they must feel. Why this stops tantrums? Mirror neurons in their brain activate when they see you reflecting their emotion. It makes them feel heard and understood instead of alone in their big feelings. Last week my neighbor tried this when her son was screaming about not wanting to leave the playground. Instead of saying, "It's time to go," she said, "You're so sad to leave the fun playground." The crying stopped in 30 seconds because he felt understood. Now here's the technique that works when nothing else will, especially when they're hitting or throwing things. Tantrum stopper number 3. The redirection reset. When your toddler is in full meltdown mode, their brain is flooded with stress hormones. You need to physically change their brain state. And the fastest way is through their senses. Here's the emergency protocol. Cold water on their wrists, or a cold washcloth on their face. Or take them outside if you're inside. The temperature change literally resets their nervous system. If you can't access water, try this. Can you help me find something red in this room? Their brain has to switch from emotional mode to searching mode. Works even better if you make it specific. I need to find something red and round. The science. Tantrum prevention isn't about stopping emotions. It's about helping their developing brain switch gears. Cold temperatures and focused tasks activate their prefrontal cortex, which can override the emotional flooding. I learned this the hard way when my son was throwing toys during a tantrum. Instead of taking the toys away, which escalated everything, I said, "Can you help me find all the blue toys?" The throwing stopped immediately because her brain switched to problem-solving mode. But what about public tantrums when everyone's watching? Number 4 is specifically for those embarrassing moments. Tantrum stopper number 4. The public save. Public tantrums are every parent's nightmare because you feel judged and your kid feeds off that anxiety. Here's your emergency script that works 90% of the time. I can see you have big feelings and I'm going to help you. Then you pick them up calmly and find the nearest quiet space. Not as punishment, but as reset space. Even a bathroom or your car works. In that quiet space, you offer two choices. Do you want to take 3 big breaths with me? Or do you want to hug it out? Both options give them control while guiding them toward calm toddler fast solutions. The key phrase for onlookers: we're just taking a feelings break. This shows you're handling it professionally and usually stops the judgment. Here's what not to do. Don't negotiate in public. Don't threaten consequences you can't follow through on. And don't try to reason with them while they're dysregulated. Last month at the grocery store, my friend's daughter was screaming because she wanted candy. Instead of saying no and escalating, she said, "I see you really want that candy. Let's talk about it in our quiet space." Meltdown over in 2 minutes. Number 5 prevents tantrums before they start. And it takes less than 10 seconds to set up. Tantrum stopper number 5. The prevention power move. The best tantrums are the ones that never happen. Here's how to spot the warning signs and stop them in 10 seconds. Watch for these early tantrum signals: whining, demanding attention, getting clingy, or that glazed look when they're overstimulated. The moment you see these signs, deploy the prevention power move. I need your help with something very important. Then give them a simple task that makes them feel powerful. Carrying something, choosing between 2 options, or being your helper. This redirects their need for control before it becomes a tantrum. The magic phrase: "You're such a good helper. What should we do next?" This activates their cooperation instinct instead of their opposition reflex. Examples that work: can you be my grocery shopping helper and hold the list? Should we walk to the car or hop like bunnies? You choose, socks first or shoes first. Why this prevents tantrums? Most toddler meltdowns happen because they feel powerless. Giving them micro-choices and helper roles satisfies their need for autonomy without giving them inappropriate control. Now here's the technique that sounds crazy but stops tantrums faster than anything else. Tantrum stopper number 6. The crazy technique that works. When your toddler is mid-tantrum, start narrating their tantrum like a sports commentator. I know it sounds insane, but hear me out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very upset 3-year-old in the living room. She's showing us some very big feelings about not getting cookies before dinner. Look at those tears. Look at that dramatic throwing motion. Why this works? It's impossible to maintain intense emotion when someone is calmly describing it. The narration creates emotional distance and often makes them curious about what you're doing. The key is your tone. Calm, slightly amused, but not mocking. You're not making fun of them. You're helping them observe their own emotions from the outside. My son was having a meltdown about wearing pajamas, and I started narrating. And now he's showing us his strong opinion about these brown pajamas. Very impressive emotional expression happening here. He stopped crying and asked, "What are you doing, Mommy?" Tantrum over. This technique teaches them to observe their emotions instead of being overwhelmed by them. It's actually building their emotional intelligence while stopping the immediate meltdown. Here's what most parents get wrong about these techniques. These 6 tantrum stoppers work, but only if you stay calm while using them. Your toddler co-regulates with your nervous system. If you're stressed, they'll stay dysregulated no matter which technique you try. Practice these when your child is calm, so they're automatic when you need them. The whisper technique, the mirror method, the redirection reset, the public save, the prevention power move, and the sports commentator approach. Remember, emergency tantrum situations are learning opportunities, not failures. Your toddler isn't giving you a hard time. They're having a hard time with emotions they don't understand yet. Which technique are you trying first? Comment below and let me know how it goes. And if you found this helpful, there are more parenting hacks in my previous videos. Save this video, screenshot these techniques, and remember, you're not a bad parent because your toddler has tantrums. You're a normal parent learning how to help a tiny human navigate big emotions.